dream wedding for him or her. But the youngest siblings have a different set of expectations about fitting in. Maybe the boy that's marrying the girl, that girl has to fit into the older bubbies, or there's a hierarchy. So there's all of these other things that come into play when you're discussing expectations. It's not so simple as to say, well, I want a high mahar. Because even if the girl wants a high mahar, there's reason for it, like in Saudi. If the girls have this high mahar that you have to give, but why? Because she's used to a particular type of standard that if they separate, that it will be paid for. However, on the other hand, in some cultures, it's a rule almost that as soon as they get married, the girl will say, I forego my mahar. It's okay if you don't pay it. So that also exists, right? So then there's all these questions that underpin what does it mean when we ask expectations are too high. It all depends on where you're coming from.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so you're right, and you just opened the Pandora's box of madness.
This is the truth, right? It's a bit of truth. We're right here. Let's do this.
And I think when I say that our expectations are too high, my concern is that we are putting a lot of pressure on the marriage. I'm not talking about parents, I'm not talking about in-laws, I'm not talking about cousins, anybody else. I think that women want a lot from their husbands. Maybe men want a lot from their wives, but that's not really my concern. We want the whole world from our husband and within that relationship. We want and we expect for, when we're dreaming, because women dream, right? And we're taught to dream, and we are taught to be dreamers. We're taught to have fantasies about our relationships and our marriages. We're taught to have that by society, Hollywood, Bollywood, Disney, everything. So in our minds, and again, sisters, please correct me if I'm wrong, even though we're Muslim, I think most Muslim women would admit that they have some kind of ideal in their head, right? As to who this man is that they're going to spend the rest of their life with, and what that life is going to look like, right? Now we know that the gap between expectation and reality is where the frustration lies. So if for the last 10, 15, 20 years of your life you've been building up to an ideal that is unrealistic, the chances are that the expectations you have of your marriage and your husband himself may also be unrealistic, which will mean that